fantastic Foundables and how to find them. It's the new 1920s family. Welcome, magical people, to Zealman's Wizarding World. Right. Now, a resist kind of exclusive-y type thing to the WooTubers. I say many WooTubers are under NDA, and I can't report this. So, haha, I am first with the news. For once. So yes, it has been announced. We have the new 1920s Foundables coming. We'll be covering a few things in this video. Some of them were in previous videos, because the news we've done up to now has been rather fragmented. So this video should have it all in one. This is everything we kind of know and best guessed at before the 1920s Foundables family is released. So we'll be going through the differences and how this family works. This does not work like any other family. We go through the Foundables themselves, their images and descriptions will be on the screen. Also go through the launch. We've got some of the text that comes up in the news and stuff like that. And we'll also be looking at the first event, and then some opinions as well. So in terms of differences, this is radically different to anything we've done before. So for this family, has 3 pages, and all these Foundables on these 3 pages can only be obtained through special portkeys. So it says in-game text, 1920s Wizarding World encounters are exclusive to 1920s portkey portmanteaus and cannot be found on the map. Unlock 1920s portkey portmanteaus to access them. So these exclusive portkeys, I assume they would have a specific colour. I'm not actually sure what that is yet. They are only available during event windows, and when they are unlocked, you get a bucket as the unlocked portmanteau, which is apt if you've seen Fantastic Beasts, the second one. You will find that Newt uses a bucket portmanteau to get over to France.
He's the only way I can leave the country without documentation.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So you think, this is cool. I can get the event. I can open up as many portkey portmanteaus as I like, and then save as many as I can for after the event, and open them after. But alas, earwax, you cannot do that. If you have any portkey portmanteaus without keys in them, at the end of the event, they will disappear out of your portkey thing, registry holder, whatever. They will disappear. So any you collect and don't put key in, but at the end of the event will disappear. So alas, you cannot keep them for walking later like we normally do to Community Day. So it says in the game text, to unlock a 1920s portkey portmanteau, you need to insert a key before the time runs out. Any 1920s portkey portmanteaus without a key will disappear at the end of the 1920s Wizarding World Convergence. Opening a 1920s portkey portmanteau grants you an exclusive 1920s Wizarding World encounter, plus other valuable rewards. So, as we know, normal portkey encounters. We open up the portkey, we go into a AR or AR plus encounter, we turn around, we click on the Raxperts, and then we get the reward at the end. This is not what happens in the 1920s portkey, because you actually get an encounter, much like a wild encounter. So we look at game text again. Like regular portkeys, 1920s portkey portmanteaus can be unlocked using keys. Once opened, however, they will reward you with an exclusive 1920s Wizarding World encounter, in addition to other valuable rewards. So okay, we're in an encounter. Can they flee? Well, it looks like that is quite the possibility. In game text it says, your 1920s Wizarding World portkey is ready to use. Activate it for your opportunity to return 1920s Wizarding World Foundables and complete the 1920s Wizarding World registry page. So it says opportunity. Yeah, may not be guaranteed, so I think it might be worth brewing some Extimulo potions during these events, because you don't want to waste silver keys, do you? Really, silver keys are like super special. So much like adversary encounters, if you leave the portkey encounter, so much if you unlock the portkey, gone into the encounter, if you leave before you finish it, you will lose that portkey, because it says this in the game. If you abandon this encounter now, you will not be able to return. Are you sure you want to leave? If it's as unstable as adversary encounters, I would suggest saving those portkeys to when you get home in a stable Wi-Fi connection, because you really don't want to bomb out to the map and then lose the portkey. especially as it costing you silver keys and actual having to walk to undo them. So that's the basic mechanics. Pick up the special portkeys during the event, put keys in them, as many keys as you can, and any that don't have keys in it at the end of the event, you will lose. When you open up the portkey, unlock it, go in, you'll have a wizarding encounter, which is kind of cool because there's no like crappy fortress ones, which are just stickers. Actually, every single one of them is an encounter, so that's cool. Complete the encounter, get the Foundable plus something else, and just don't leave the encounter, otherwise you will lose the portkey as well. So moving on to the Foundables, we now have 3 pages. We have Circus Arcanus, Paris, France, and Newt's Menagerie. So the Circus Arcanus, as we've all been waiting for a long time, has the return of the Zulu, a large feline beast native to China. The Zulu is capable of travelling at incredible speeds and covering a distance of 1,000 miles a day. We have the Kappa. Kappas are water demons native to Japan. The monkey-like creatures feed on human blood and are known to strangle unwary visitors to their ponds. Credence Barebone. After fleeing trouble with auras in America, Credence joined the Circus Arcanus as it travelled Europe. There he befriended and aided the escape of a Maledictus named Nagini. As a Maledictus, Nagini was cursed to turn into a beast at will, eventually losing her ability to return to human form altogether. Maledictus poster. As one of the main attractions of the Circus Arcanus, Nagini the Maledictus appeared on posters advertising the travelling show. Now remember, all of these should be encounters. We actually have 3 Nagini, which would be quite weird, and Credence. So we've done the Kappa before and the Zulu. But yeah, Credence and Nagini are 2 completely new Foundables to catch. So moving on to our next page, we have Paris, France. We have Jacob Kalowski. I can never say his name properly. The American nomad Jacob, I'm just going to say that, found himself swept up in wizarding intrigue when he arrived, bewitched in London. With the spell lifted and Queenie missing, he joined Newt in his search for Tina in Paris. Then we have Queenie Goldstein. After enchanting her nomad boyfriend Jacob and whisking him to London where they could legally marry, Queenie was distraught when Newt broke the spell. Heartbroken over the resulting argument with Jacob, she was vulnerable to the influence of Gellert Grindelwald. So on to the moving statue. This magical moving statue guards the secret entrance to the wizarding Parisian street where the Circus Arcanus erected its tent for performance. This is kind of like the French version of Diagon Alley, but much wider. So you can fit a circus tent in it. Newt's case. On its outside, this case appears to be battered and innocuous, but inside its magically enlarged depths is a hidden menagerie of magical beasts. The Lestrange family tree, which is a very strange looking thing. A trip to Paris allowed Lita Lestrange to view her genealogical records kept at the French ministry, solving a family mystery. Newt's menagerie. So that is Newt's kind of like basement. You have the Hinky Punk. Hinky Punks are floating beasts whose bluish glow lures unwary travellers into dangerous bogs. The Lucrotta. The Lucrotta is a large cloven hoof beast with a passing resemblance to a moose. It is capable of stretching its jaws wide enough that a full-grown human can fit inside. I wonder who tried that first. Augury. Once mistakenly believed to be an omen of death, the Augury's cry in fact portends the approach of rain. This innate weather-sensing ability has led the Augury's popularity as a forecaster in wizarding households. Paris Newt's Commander, as if we all need more Newt's Commanders. Directed by Albus Dumbledore, Newt travelled to Paris to track down and protect Credence Barebone. This mission placed Newt in direct opposition to the Ministry's goal of killing the dangerous Obscurial. Bunty. An avid amateur magicologist, Bunty met Newt's commander at a signing of his best-selling book, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. She soon joined Newt as his assistant, becoming indispensable to the running of his menagerie. So that's all our Foundables. Apparently, it seems that all of them are available as actual encounters. So that's, I don't know, I just kind of like, bah! I would love to see all those characters as actual moving encounters. We can take AR pictures with them and all that sort of stuff. So that'd be awesome. So, moving on to the launch. So it looks like we're going to have a news bulletin pop up on our little suitcase thingy. It says, the Ministry has added new pages of the 1920s Wizarding World to the registry. under the Exploration tab. Unlock 1920's portkey portmanteaus and return exclusive Foundables to complete these pages. I'm starting to get slightly worried that those additional bonuses may be some of the Foundables in that page. I kind of hope not. I kind of hope they are all encounters. Anyway, first event is due in July. July will be our first event called Convergence of the Wizarding World 1920s. So this whole thing of these older Foundables for the 1920s are a convergence. I would like it to have been explained in the story, but it's not in the dialogue. We do have what the dialogue is as it stands. I kind of hope it changes. So the text for the event, A Convergence of the Wizarding World 1920s, is coming. The 1920s portkey portmanteaus are only available during this limited time. Unlock them to face an exclusive 1920s Wizarding World encounter. So the dialogue for this event, the start. A convergence of the Wizarding World 1920s has been reported. The SS Taskforce asks you to find the portkey portmanteaus 1920s and contain the spread. Not quite sure about the grammar on that. And the end dialogue, the convergence of the Wizarding World 1920s is over. As always, the SS Taskforce is grateful for your help in containing the calamity. We kind of hope there was a story to this. Some response from Harry and Hermione would be nice. But yeah, we'll see how we go with that one. Maybe this is just older text, maybe something else is coming. So, opinion time. Finally, 1920s Foundable family is coming, and Warner Brothers actually acknowledged it. So that is a win for the miners and the Resist crew, because obviously the NDA people can't talk about it. So yeah, we've all been banging on about it for ages. And finally, it's been acknowledged by WB. And I'm amazing how many people I see online say, I never heard of 1920s Foundables. It's like, come on. Got to get out of the NDA group. You got to see who else is out there, because you're going to miss out on all this news. So yes, the Foundables are gatekept behind events, so you just can't bash them out at any old time. But I think this is pretty cool. We get to kind of share our experience together. Everyone is like on a level playing field. So that's kind of cool. Obviously, some people have easier places to play than others. But even as it can be, I guess. So portkeys that open encounters is quite an interesting idea. What I'd love is if the encounter was like full AR. So a bit like when you go into a portkey and tap on their experts, you go into an encounter, say Circus Arcanus, and like the Zubu is sitting in the middle, and you have to battle the Zubu, and he can move around and stuff like that. But yeah, that's highly unlikely. It'll probably be just like a standard encounter. I'm also curious as to the balance of the encounters or spawns. See, I see a potential problem here. If you spent, say, 10 silver keys, which is taking you... Well, 10 silver keys takes probably about a month to get for me. If you spend 10 silver keys and get the same 3 Foundables, that's just going to be so frustrating. So I really kind of hope they are spread evenly, especially as we have to invest so much resources and effort to get there. Of course, another issue is having portkey exclusive content during a pandemic, and with Adventure Sync being broken on many devices, a lot of people's internal walking around the house steps aren't counting. It's maybe a reason why they're taking so long to release this feature and waited the pandemic to calm down a bit. And in a lot of places you can go out for exercise. I don't know of many places which are full lockdown where you can't just go out for a walk to exercise. Obviously, if that's you, then let me know in the comments below where you are, roughly, what country you're in. To see, I was curious to see how many people are in like full lockdown where you can't even go out for exercise. Hopefully, the encounter is more stable than adversary encounters, because at the moment, if I go outside in a slightly weak signal, my adversary encounters completely bomb. Timeouts and stuff are way too low for it. It's way too sensitive. So I would suggest, especially for the first event, is when you unlock the portkeys, find a nice stable Wi-Fi connection and open them there, because you don't want to be kicked out to map and then lose that portkey and whatever kilometers, because we don't know how many kilometers there are yet that you have walked. And the Foundables, oh my god. I can't wait to see a Zubu back. And if they are all encounters, that is so much more stuff to play with and see in the real world. I do find that the Foundables you get from like fortresses and that are really boring. Just a sticker. It's just not like a thing you can put in the real world and stuff like that, like proper Foundables, you know. So I'm ready for this. I don't know about you guys. Start saving those silver keys. I said a while back to start saving these silver keys for events like this. Of course, community days. If you get a decent community day, I tend to blow them on there. So I've just blown all my silver keys on community days. So I've got to start saving up again. So I would suggest saving up your silver keys and don't use them on the day-to-day stuff. Save up those silver keys for this because we definitely want to get going. We don't know the distance we have to walk yet. So just save as many keys as you can because you can always use it for the next event. Okay? Or community day. So yeah, definitely looking forward to this one. Nice to have some bit of fresh mix up. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this as well. That will be cool. I'm also on Twitter at the Zealman. If you want to talk to me directly, you can at me. I don't mind. Also, if you want to be kept up to date with all the kind of latest information that the NDA group can't give you and that we get from data mining, which can be a bit iffy because it can be subject to change and stuff like that. But if you want to be on the bleeding edge of information that the NDA group can't give you, don't forget to hit like and hit notification bell as well to get all those notifications, and watch out for the R-Resist logo in the thumbnails. So, nothing else for me to say other than hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it's as good as we all expect. And don't forget to brush up on your spells, get your wands ready, because it's,